Remind me again, am I supposed to be happy or angry that they screwed up the tank tonight? While considering who their opponent was this afternoon, let me ask you, how does today's win make you feel? How do I feel? I feel great. I'm happy they smoked the Ducks. Good, we'll just go with that. Hang on to that feeling with New Year's just around the corner, trying to go positive into 2023. We'll resume being angry about the tank once the new year starts. Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators not only defeat, they annihilate the Anaheim Ducks by a final score of 6-1 Friday afternoon in the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. Now that is how you beat a team that is in full-on tank mode while this team tries to figure out if it is or not. Not that 2-1 barely overtime win that you got against them back home in Nashville at the end of November. Preds have now defeated the Ducks 5 consecutive times, and when the Ducks come up on the Preds schedule once again for the final time this season in March of 2023, I fully expect that streak to increase to 6. The Preds are playing their first of 2 back-to-back matinee games on the West Coast, Friday afternoon in Anaheim and Saturday in Vegas. And I totally thought the way this schedule worked out with where these two teams are in the standings that the Preds are playing against, that the Preds would play Lankinen against the Ducks and Saros against the Vegas Golden Knights. But they're doing it in reverse, I assume, since Saros got the start on Friday. Hopefully they know what they're doing come tomorrow. Teams getting a feel for each other early, as typically happens when two teams play in a matinee tilt. Just about 8 minutes into the first period, this is when the magic happens. After a face-off win in the neutral zone just outside the Ducks' blue line, the puck comes in and it's followed around the board behind Gibson, and the puck is played behind Gibson's net, who's a net for the Ducks in this one, by Vankinen. And here comes Juuso Parssinen to lay out a hit clean. Everything was good. Gets the puck turned over. He gets the puck back to Philip Forsberg, who can read the play perfectly as he backhands the puck to Colton Sissons, who is right in front of the net. And before Colton Sissons takes his shot, let me point out what is happening beautifully in front of the net. After laying out the hit on Vankinen, Parssinen does not give up on the play, and he follows Vankinen, who is naturally going to go to the front of the net to defend it for Gibson. Vankinen follows him to the front of the net and ties him up and lays out a nice hit as the puck comes towards him, allowing a screen for Gibson to have no chance on Colton Sissons' snapshot that goes roof over Gibson's glove hand. The Preds have a 1-0 lead. Just about halfway through the first period, Troy Terry of the Ducks has a partial breakaway, and he can sense that somebody is trailing him very closely. It's Alexander Carrier. So Troy Terry takes a quick snapshot on net that UC Saros makes a save on, but he can't control the rebound, and the rebound comes right back to Terry, who falls up right on it and gets another shot off. This time, Saros grabs it, stops play, ensuring the Preds 1-0 lead to that point. Later, a shot that rings off of the goalpost for the Ducks behind UC Saros, which saves Saros' day, and the Preds bacon to that point, ensuring they maintain their 1-0 lead after one, outshooting the Ducks 13-9. We don't have to wait too long into the second period for some more offense and for the Ducks to answer back, as Carey turns the puck over in his own zone, and some simple, quick passing and a shot from the point by the Ducks tipped in by Carrick. They thought it might have been interference at first, but he didn't challenge, which was the correct call to make there, and the Ducks have quickly tied this game at 1. And the pessimistic side of myself at this point was like, oh no, is this where the Preds are going to get blown out and get embarrassed by the Ducks in their building? Nope. Quite the contrary, as who would embarrass who from this point for the rest of the game. Preds respond for the next 2 minutes or so, getting some good looks, getting some good chances, but can't quite convert just yet. About the 9-minute mark of the second period, after a face-off win by Ryan Johansson to Gibson's right, the puck eventually comes back, gets put on net on Gibson, rebound chance. Tanner Jeannot Even though he can't score right now, he is doing the small things right, and he ties up his man, allowing a loose puck to come to Yakov Trenin, untouched, no Ducks defender around him, gets a shot, gets his own rebound, and the Preds have retaken the lead 2-1. Preds would keep coming. Something has fired him up now. Cody Glass, oh, that hard-working kid. He deserves to get more goals than he's getting officially on the scoreboard. He would get a chance. And then on a 3-on-2 rush, Philip Forsberg, about 7 minutes left to go in the second period, has Parson and Colton Sissons with him, and he carries the puck in. He gets the puck to Colton Sissons, who skates back as Forsberg drives towards the net, and Yusuf Parson also drives towards the net, and Sissons takes a shot that lands at Gibson, causing a rebound, and guess who's there to clean up the garbage? Phil Forsberg. But let me not forget, before he finishes off this great scoring play, the hard work that Yusuf Parson did by skating through the crease. He had the momentum that he couldn't quite stop himself, but he did have the presence of mind to drop the puck with his stick, saying, "Philip, there you go." Philip Forsberg says, "Thank you." Deposits home past Gibson. The Preds have their first multi-goal lead of this game, now up 3-1. Pardon me for leaving out that that's Philip Forsberg's 11th of the season in his 600th NHL career game. Preds still hungry for more as we reach the dying minutes of the second period. Roman Josi wants in on a fun. John Gibson says, "Nope, I'm going to try like heck, even though nobody is trying in front of me to keep this game respectable." And he could only do so for so long, but we'll get to that in the third period. Second period ends. Preds still have their 3-1 lead. Preds come out with the right attitude in the third period. They control the pace of play. They control the tempo. They're not letting the Ducks get any real offensive zone chances. I just wish the Preds could use this performance against the far superior teams in the NHL, and they wouldn't be in the position in the standings that they're in right now. The Ducks' best chance probably in the third period came on yet again Troy Terry, but UC Saul stops him and says, "Not happening, buddy." Just over 7 minutes into the third period, Preds with a chance to go up by 3 goals as Tom Novak takes a shot on net that flutters towards Gibson. It's in the air, and there's Tanner Jeannot trying to bat it in like he's a baseball player, but it doesn't go before it's swiped out from in front of Gibson's net in his blue crease. Is there a more snake-bitten player in the NHL right now than Tanner Jeannot? Preds would keep their foot on the throat, and just under 9 minutes left to go in regulation, John Gibson gets caught staring behind his net at the puck in play for far too long, thinking that his defenders are going to help him in front of his net eventually, right? Nope. Well, here's number 82, Tommy Novak, standing there all alone where the puck is behind there. Cole Smith quickly steals it faster than the swivel that is John Gibson's net can get back to the front of his net. Cole Smith passes it to Novak, who quickly snaps it past Gibson before he's ready to respond. The Preds have a 4-1 lead. Novak's goal seems to all but deflate the Ducks, and for seemingly good measure with the exclamation point, with Adam Henrique in the box for hooking Cody Glass. Yusuf Parson, once again, he had a great game setting up his teammates for goals on the sideboard, gets it back to Roman Josi, and the Preds' only power play chance in this game was converted on through a screen. Ryan Johansson right in front of Gibson. He had no chance to see the puck through the screen. The Preds have a commanding 5-1 lead. And like I kind of alluded to, if you thought that 5-1 goal by Josi would be the exclamation point, you would be wrong, because in the dying seconds of this entire game, much less the third period, for good measure, Preds attacking again, and they must love beating the Ducks into submission as much as Preds fans love watching them do it, because Niederreiter, because why not? Why not tag on one more? Niederreiter wants his team lead in goals back. He gets his 12th. The Preds cap off this feasting of the lowly, inferior Ducks by a final score of 6-1. With all that said, why am I left after watching this game feeling like Maybe they should have saved some of that offense for Vegas on Saturday. So what have we learned about the Preds as we hit New Year's Eve? 34 games of the season now complete. They are middle of the road bunk. Not bad enough to be a surefire NHL draft lottery team come April, but not enough young stars to complement the older aging veterans on this team to be more comfortable in a playoff spot. Last 5 games have pretty much gone to form except for the miracle against the Oilers. They have lost to who they're supposed to lose to, and they have beaten quite comfortably the teams they're supposed to beat. They have Vegas Saturday afternoon. In Vegas, I'm just going to pencil that down right now for a loss, no matter what my good buddy from Calgary, who's a Vegas fan, might say about how their roster is doing right now. Then they'll return home for 1 game with Montreal coming to town this upcoming Tuesday before they go on an East Coast 5-game road trip with stops in Carolina, Washington, Toronto, that is then bookend on the end by Montreal. Yes, that is totally got me expecting at least 3 losses, probably all in regulation on that road trip. And that will be when they play Montreal in Montreal, game 41, halfway through this season. And we have reached that point. Can the front office finally start considering trading pieces to improve this team for future seasons to come and to improve this team's chances of getting a draft lottery pick that is higher rather than just middle of the road, because this team is not making the playoffs this year? Doing that would help ensure a much better new year for many a Preds fan. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like it. You can find my social media by clicking on the channel name. Tell all your friends about Predemption. And in case I don't get tomorrow's Preds fan reaction out before midnight, I just want to wish you and yours a very happy new year. All the best in 2023.